Hey friends, I'm Katie Akins with Arizona Farm Bureau Ag in the Classroom.
And I'm Alicia Gutierrez with Arizona Farm Bureau Ag in the Classroom.
And we are so excited that you have embarked on the journey of embryology in your classroom with our Ag in the Classroom Poultry Curriculum Kit. So by now you've already received your big pink tub full of all of those wonderful resources. And then of course, you should have received the yellow HovaBator Incubator 2300 series. So our hope today is to get you started off on your embryology project successfully by getting the incubator set up correctly. We know that they can be a little bit scary, especially if you've never hatched chicks in your classroom before. There's so many things to worry about that make us nervous. So we want to make this just as easy as possible for you. So once you have the kit, all you have to do is open up your incubator box and slide that incubator out. And everything that you are going to need is going to be right inside. Now, inside the box, you are going to find everything that we're going to talk about in printed form. Okay, so if you want to follow along in that while we're doing this, go ahead or reference back to this if you don't want to watch this video 10 times to get it set up correctly. Okay, so it gives you, again, all of the information, how to set up every piece of it. And then you'll also find on the booklet one, it talks about if you're having poor hatch rates or you're having challenges with your incubators, some adjustments that you can make. So definitely look back to this as a reference. Otherwise, we are going to have on this YouTube channel additional quick fix videos or challenge videos posted. So you could reference and come back to us as well, but this will be here for you. Now, the biggest thing that you're going to find in your box is everything that you need to make the magic happen. So what we want you to do as soon as you get your incubator is just pull out all of the individual pieces. So what are those pieces? Well, first and foremost, you need to recognize that the lid is stuck in the base of the incubator. Okay, so you got to get that lid out. Yeah. Additionally, when you pull that lid out, you're going to find some things. One is that cool little red plug that Alicia has. This is going to be very, very important for hatching, and we'll show you where that goes in a couple of minutes. You're also going to find the motor for the egg turner in there. So you're going to want to take those things out and just set your lid off to the side so that you can get everything else set up. We have done our absolute best to clean these incubators before they are to you, so they should be ready for setup when you pull them out of the box. So you're going to find three things on the top of the incubator. One is going to be this black grate. What is this, Alicia?
This is for turning the eggs. This is connected to the motor, and this is where the eggs will lay on, and that will turn them, so you don't have to do it by hand.
So some of you are used to those old school dinosaur yellow trays, right? You put the eggs, point down. We've stepped up our technology. So this is what your egg turner is this time. We also have the grate. The grate is very important for when those chickies hatch out, right? They've got to have some sort of surface to walk on. And then the most important part is our trough. Okay, what goes in here?
So water. So water is going to go in that so that the humidity levels stay at the correct percentages throughout their hatching,
which you're going to learn all about. So the first thing that's going to go in the bottom of your incubator is your trough. Okay, and that's going to live on the bottom of this for the 21 days that you're hatching. Next, you're going to go ahead and set your grate or the surface for the chickies on top. And then you're going to go to the very important egg turner. So let's show them how to connect the motor to the turner itself.
Okay. On here, there is a little screw, and so we're going to take that off, and that's going to be the connection point for, so don't lose this, the little top.
Okay. So you're going to see our motor has a lever. It's got a little arm with a hole in it. So that's what we're going to match up. So I'm going to go ahead and just hold it there. If you have it set down on a table, it's a lot easier. You can do it one person. It definitely does not require
just have to hand tighten it so that it doesn't come off. That's important. Don't
over
tighten it too hard.
Okay, so to place this in the incubator, you're going to go ahead and set your turner down on the bottom. Now you're going to see how it lines up. So you can see where the outline is. Once it's lined up, you're just going to very nicely push it down. And sometimes it needs a little extra tweak to get in there. What we would like to ask you to do is not like over force it, because you will break off the styrofoam. And if you break the styrofoam off, the incubator becomes garbage. It doesn't work anymore. But it does have to get pushed down so that it's flush with the top, because if it's not, your lid's not going to sit on there. Okay, so right now we've got our egg turner in there. Okay, the important piece is that your cord is going to run out the top once we put that on. All right, now that little red plug, you want to grab that for me?
Yep.
So the little red plug actually goes on the incubator from the top and just pushes down. And again, it just plugs the extra hole so that humidity is not escaping through the top of the incubator when you're wanting to hold it inside. Okay, so that's super duper important. Now you will notice that there is a notch, not only in the lid of the incubator, but on the bottom of the incubator. That's where you would want any of your cords to come out. Okay. Now, if you have a lot of eggs that you're placing, maybe you're doing more than a dozen, go ahead and make sure you're putting your egg, the turner, over where the divot is, so that that cord can come right out and it's not going to interfere with your eggs. Okay. So you just go ahead and put that top on. And you think, oh goodness, we are all set up and ready to go. Except we're not. Because we gave them another pretty cool tool, didn't we? We did. So inside your curriculum kit, the pink tub, you're going to find a pencil case that has some other resources for you. And the one that we're going to show you today is called the hydrometer. That means it tells you the level of
humidity
and also the temperature. Now, your incubator is going to tell you the temperature on the top, but this is kind of beneficial because if you place it inside your incubator away from the thermostat, it'll give you an idea if the eggs are all receiving the same temperature or if it's varying just a little bit. Okay, so once you have your incubator sort of pieced together, you're going to go ahead and plug it in. To start, you definitely need to plug your HovaBator Incubator in. We would recommend that you set this up, plug it in, and leave. Okay? Go home that night, see what happens with it overnight, see what temperature it settles at, and then make your adjustments that next morning. Okay? But you do want to let it settle a little bit. And then, Alicia, how can they make the adjustments on the incubator? If, let's say, I come in the morning and it says it's 99 degrees, what am I going to do?
So you can see here they have the heat. There's a minus and a plus. So you can control it with that little pad.
Okay. If you are at 99, only hit the plus button one time. You don't need to hit it 5 times or you're going to end up hitting that minus one a couple of hours later. Okay. But you can make fine adjustments that way.
And it's really important wherever this incubator is going to live, it needs to be in a spot where no one is going to jostle it, move it, and it needs to stay there the entire time. So that's very important. So you don't want to put it in a place where little hands are going to be around it, touching it all the time. It needs to be in a really sturdy table or bench where it's not going to be moved.
Mm-hmm. So once it's set up, you want to stabilize that temperature. Give yourself at least 24 hours to stabilize the temperature. So make sure you're planning ahead so that it is set at 100 degrees and is held at 100 degrees for several hours prior to placing your eggs. Now, I bet they're wondering how to place eggs.
Oh, that's a good question.
Tune into the next video and we'll show you how to do it. Happy hatching, friends.